Hey everyone, today I'm going to be sharing with you some awesome high-end decor dupes and new finds at the Dollar Tree.
Turn it up on a higher level. Turn it up, we got this.
Hey everyone, welcome to Mama from Scratch. My name is Emily if you are new, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day so far. We are going to get started with the DIYs first. And something that I found at Dollar Tree that was new to me was these triangle wooden trays. And I really liked these because they were colored in the middle with different patterns. And I really like this. You could totally customize them the way they were. But I ended up picking up 4 of these so that we could make a jewelry tray. So I'm going to be using the trays and a wooden dowel, and you'll want to get a drill bit the same size of that wooden dowel. And all I'm going to do is stack these trays on top of each other, and then I'm going to take some tape and tape them on the sides, that way they don't move. Then I'm going to take my drill bit and go through the first 2 and then take the first one off and then use that same guide hole and go through the next one and then repeat that and go all the way through. And then you're going to just clean them up a little bit. You can see how easy that was to do, nothing complicated at all. And then for the last one, I decided to knock out the bottom part of it and then just pull that triangle off. And you can use that for another project, but I wanted to use the top. And then I just took some of the vinyl that I had, and I ended up using scrap paper in the second part, and then just trace that, press that on. And then what you're going to do is take that wooden dowel, you're going to figure out the size of the height that you want it to be at, and then cut it about an inch above the jewelry boxes. Okay, and then you're going to punch that through the top hole. This was basically going to be the cover. Now you could double side this if you want to. You can change the inner paper if you wanted to as well. I just left those the same. And then this is pretty tight. I want and not too big for the space, that way it would go. And then you have basically kind of like an accordion jewelry box. Is this not cool or what? I am so excited about this, and you can tailor it to whatever design style that you like. The next few DIYs, we're going to be focusing on patio decor, and Dollar Tree has lots of their outdoor planters out right now. They range in a lot of different sizes and textures that are actually on there in patterns. So for this DIY, I decided to make this vase from Pottery Barn, and so for that I wanted to get a nice smooth container for this. And this one actually has a bottom to it, so you can totally take that off, but I basically went into Cricut Design and made my own stencil for it. Dollar Tree does carry stencils, so you can use theirs, but I weeded my pattern out, and then I took the transfer tape and then I went ahead and placed that around. I tried to do it in one long sheet, but since it's round, it kept wanting to curve upwards, so I cut my pattern down to smaller, which I definitely suggest. So if you're using a Dollar Tree stencil, you'll be just fine. I ended up spray painting mine white. You can do whatever color you want. I let that dry, and then I took the stencil off, and then I took some Dollar Tree rocks that they have. They have a lot of different colors and sands. And then I also took these really pretty new succulents in blue, stuck those in, and this is the way the pot came out, and I think it turned out really cute. So this DIY is also a Pottery Barn dupe, and it is super simple. You're basically gonna take the same pot that we just used, you're gonna remove the bottom, it clips off, and then you're gonna paint the top whatever color you want. I did white again because that's the way it looks at Pottery Barn, and then I popped the bottom back on, put a faux plant in it, and I was done. It's super simple. I feel like Pottery Barn makes it really easy for us to just dupe some of their products. Obviously size is a little bit different, but you know, like, you just can't beat the price, $1 versus, you know, quite a bit. So for this next patio DIY, I was actually inspired by a planter that I saw at World Market, and it's a 2-tiered planter, and it goes upward. If you guys saw my last outdoor video for Walmart and Big Lots, then you guys saw me show you how to make this planter with the galvanized planters from Walmart. Well, if you don't want to spend that much still, you can just get some planters from Dollar Tree. Again, this is where you're going to want to get a planter that has some texture on it and some pattern. That way it will show up even more and it'll be really pretty. And all I did again for this one was spray paint the outside of it, let them dry. Then you can take E6000 and hot glue and put that on the bottom. It connect the two pots together and you're done. You'll want to make sure, like with the top planter, that you actually paint the inside of it in case it shows, but I put my beautiful lilacs in it and it looks great, and you can use this outside. Again, if you're going to be having real plants in this, just make sure you undo the little holes on the pot itself. But super excited for this DIY. I wanted to make a really nice like planter, and I found these tiles for 99 cents at Lowe's. So I'm going to use my liquid nails and I'm going to add a bead of that onto the edge of the tile, and then you're going to attach the other one. I was trying to figure out how to get this to stay, and you'll notice putting it on its side is much easier. Now it does tend to move still, as you can see, so just take some painter's tape and make sure you wipe off the excess of the liquid nails, that way you don't have that dried onto your tiles. And go ahead and just tape up the corners there. I added about 2 or 3 pieces per side, and then I just dabbed on more of the liquid nails and then just adhered that to the other side, and again tape, tape, tape. For the last one, it goes inside the box. So 2 will be on the outside and 2 of the tiles will sit on the inside, if that makes sense. Now you can leave it just like this, but I did buy 5 tiles, that way I could actually put a bottom on this. So once I got it completely wrapped, I went ahead and added the liquid nails to 2 of the sides on the top. You don't want to do it to all 4 because the one tile isn't going to be large enough to cover it, which is perfect because it actually allows to have drain spots for your potted plant if that's what you want to do. You don't have to do this, it could just be a casing around your potted plant, no bottom or anything. But I think this is really easy, and it cost me the same as if I was going to do it with the Dollar Tree products. So it's definitely a wonderful score. I let it sit overnight and then I just simply peeled off the painter's tape, and this is the way it turned out. I'm so happy with it. For this DIY, I'm going to be using these wooden trays. These actually came out of my kids' craft boxes, but Dollar Tree carries around the same size. They have handles, so you just want to cut those off. And then I'm going to be using a really small set of hinges. You can put these up anywhere, and you're going to want to tighten those down on to the wood. And once you get that, I ended up using a little bit of hot glue on the hinges. That way they would hold it in place while I screwed the other side of the box on. And then once that's done, it opens and closes. And now I am actually going to add a little handle to this. I took some faux leather material that I had. I know Dollar Tree is carrying ribbon in faux leather, but I haven't been able to find it. So I just cut mine down to size, and I took this nail head and I trimmed it down. That way it wouldn't go all the way through. Then I found this really pretty new decal that Dollar Tree is carrying. You can paint your box whatever color you want, but I thought this would just be beautiful. So I trimmed it down so it just fit the top box. I peeled it off. Again, super simple, but you have a really pretty design out of it. And then you can save the rest for later or whatever, make a beautiful sign in of itself. But I just pressed that on. You can put Mod Podge over this. I just left it, or you could do a spray adhesive. And your box is done. It is so pretty. I love the way it turned out, and you could put so many different things in it, and the boys are really excited to put little things in this. Now I am going to be using this plastic tray that I found in the party section at Dollar Tree. They have a lot of different styles, and this one has ridges, which is really nice. They also carry a couple different style of candle pillars at Dollar Tree. So I'm going to use the chunkier one because I like how much bigger the top part is. So you're going to put some E6000 and some hot glue together and press that and let that dry. And then I'm actually going to use hammered, I guess, and give it this kind of like concrete look without the concrete mess. And if you don't want to spray the inside of your container, then I would suggest spray painting the pillar first. But I think it turned out really good, and I got this idea after looking at planters on Home Depot's site, and I thought this is such a great dupe and for really cheap. For this DIY, again, I'm going to be using some party trays from Dollar Tree, and these are really nice. They're nice and rigid. I again repeated the same process, added the glue, and then I went ahead with this spray paint, and I did not like the way it was looking. So I ended up adding some lemons to this that Dollar Tree is now carrying, and I spray painted it like a navy blue, and I really liked the way it looked with the yellow lemons. Since the weather has warmed up, Dollar Tree is now carrying hula hoops. They carry a couple different sizes. I got the large and the small version, and I took some electrical tape and taped those together. You could try gluing them together, but this works really good. Then I took some drip line, really small drip line, and I taped that together as well. You can use the larger drip line if you have some left over for this project and don't use the hula hoops, but I ended up cutting the one hula hoop in half, and then for an extra layer, taping those together to give another look to this wall decor piece for outside. Again, you can just use the drip line in one size if you want, but I think it's really neat, and you can hang this up outside, and it's a really cool focal piece, but you don't have to worry about it being damaged by water or anything because it's waterproof. This DIY porch project, I'm actually using some scrap pieces of wood I had. So I took a 1x2 and cut that down to 1x1s, and I have 4 of those all at the same length, and I have 2 6-inch blocks, 6x6 squares, and then I have 6-inch by 2-inch rectangles on the side. Glue down there, and then I took my brad nailer and nailed those in. If you don't have that, it's okay. You can just use a hammer, and some 1-inch nails would be fine, or 1/2-inch nails. Basically finished nails is what I'm trying to say. And so once I got those all the way on, make sure the sides are flush, I turned it up, and then I went ahead and added glue to the top of each of those wooden dowels basically, and then just added 1 nail to each of them till I got it all set, and then I went back and added another set of nails. So each one had 2 nails, that way the wooden dowels would not adjust, they would stay put. Next, I took my wood glue, added it to the trim bottom piece, then overlapped that onto the wooden dowel about 1/2 inch or so, that way I can nail it in. And then you see how I add the wood glue, and I just basically just repeated this, and one will sit inside the other. I only nail in one side at a time, that way I can adjust it if I need to. As you can see here, I'm making sure that it is level and going from there. But this is a really fun project because I'm using scrap pieces from projects that I've already done, so it was completely free for me. So look around and see what you can build. It turned out to be a great size, and then I just spray painted it black, and that was it. I really like how easy this was. If you don't feel like making one of these, Walmart does carry the metal ones for around $10 to $15, which are a really good size as well. Hope you enjoyed how easy those DIY decor dupes were, and hopefully you guys can recreate some of those. Let me know which one was your favorite down in the comments below. Now I'm actually going to take you into Dollar Tree and show you some other new finds that I was able to find. I have not been in there in over 3 months, so it was really fun to kind of browse the aisles and see what else they had. I really like the amount of variety that the Crafter Square is now carrying for craft supplies. They have made it really easy and really affordable for you to try different crafting ideas. I've heard that they even started carrying vinyl, which I haven't seen yet, but you guys saw the transfer paper that they're carrying. So if you have a Cricut machine or a Silhouette, you can use that. And then of course all of the tools. It's pretty awesome. Let me know some of the unique finds that you have found at the Dollar Tree recently. spring florals are in full bloom at the Dollar Tree, but they also saw sunflowers there, and then these are new. I've never seen the Hawaiian flowers there before, so those are pretty, and I really like how large some of their planters that they are carrying now. And then they have this one that is really awesome because you don't have to DIY. It looks just like the Pottery Barn ones, and of course they're carrying bulbs and wildflowers, so there's a lot of things that you guys can get started with for spring. I think they have all the different types of super glue possible at the Dollar Tree, which is great, but they have paint rollers, which they have the ones on the left, but these ones are new. They are so much thicker and fuller, so it makes painting even easier. I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Be sure to give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and click here on the screen for the last few videos that I have shared, and also check the description box below for even more DIY and decorating and room makeovers. I hope you all have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you in the next one.